I want to make an interesting segue here. What you just said there, my personality, my approach, does that also go into my leadership abilities and how I can run a business and be a practice leader? Because I find that to be such an important factor in running a dental business is you have to be a good leader. And I did not start out that way. It took me some time and I'm still, not there, but um, it starts from the top. And if you want a good culture in the office, it does start from the top, and you got to make you got to become, to set a great culture, you got to be a good leader. But what about dentists out there that are awkward in front of people? They're introverts. I'm an introvert myself, but to get up in front of the staff and have that office meeting, and what do you recommend for those dentists out there to just kind of push through it and keep at it? Or
I love this question so much. This was a challenge for me, especially in the beginning of my career, because I started the company when I was 24 and I had only worked somewhere for 2 years. It's not like I had any level of corporate experience whatsoever. So I went from a dental environment to owning a marketing agency, and it was like being thrown into cold water as a leader. And I think one of the biggest problems we make as leaders is we assume everyone is like us. We think that because we don't need someone to tell us what time to be at work, that nobody else needs that structure or accountability. And I see, especially with small business owners, and I'll put myself in that category, that we want other people to just take full responsibility. And the biggest missing piece in most businesses is accountability. It's
Mhm.
not it's not even training. It's like, I've told you 100 times how to do this thing. Why aren't you just doing it? Well, no one's really checking if I'm doing it. So if a tree falls and no one hears it, did it really fall?
Mhm.
It's like people need accountability. And I think, kind of goes back to what we were talking about before with your reports, your monthly reports, your numbers. Having those systems in place and holding people accountable is the piece that's going to make the other part much easier. So if you're now looking at how do I lead this meeting, it's much easier knowing that everyone knows what's expected of them and they're doing it. Then the meetings aren't stressful at all because you're like, great job, team. Everyone did what they were supposed to do last week. Here are a few things we can tweak moving forward. And then it becomes easy. So